A curious test. Today's plan failed. Despite learning some ambush and CQC techniques through online video tutorials, when it came time to put them into practice, I got pinned by Miss 416 before I even realized what was happening. Looking back, she likely noticed my presence before I first approached her. Her leg sweep was so fast I barely caught a glimpse of it. However, I did manage to lift Miss 416 off the ground. I suppose that could be considered a small triumph for me. Sitting in front of the terminal, Andoris sighs, then frowns at the words she had just typed out on the terminal. No, lifting Miss 416 off the ground was just a random reaction I resorted to amidst the confusion. It was not a deliberate act. Besides, I got quickly pinned to the ground afterwards. While I knew it wouldn't be as easy as shown in the tutorial, Miss 416 is far beyond my expectations. What should I do now? Since I gave my word that I land a single hit on Miss 416 to prove myself worthy of the position, I cannot stop after just one failure. Though I cannot just shoot Miss 416 with a real gun, that would be too dangerous. Andoris pulls up the search engine and aimlessly clicks around, browsing through tactical training videos. Today, I'm gonna teach you some useful moves that are particularly helpful when there's a significant disparity between you and your opponent. The key is to target your opponent's weak spots. Target the weak spots? Makes sense. Generally speaking, the human body have these weak spots: the abdomen, the throat, and the eyes. Let me demonstrate you how to quickly hit these areas. Do thou share the same weak spots? The abdomen, our frames look to be quite protected. The neck does look more fragile, but I doubt I can deal any damage with my strength. That leaves one option. Let's see what the video says. Suppose we are face to face with the enemy. Andoris stands up and pushes the chair under the table, leaving enough space around her. Right, suppose the enemy is here. Keep your lower body stable by spreading your feet slightly apart. Get ready to move around or even jump. Ready to move around? Protect your face with your left hand. Defend yourself. Left hand, okay, right here. But don't I need to know how Miss 416 will attack first to be able to defend myself? Based on my previous observations, there are 70 possible areas I could be hit. First, protect the nose, then cover the chest, forehead, and the nose. She's crashing. Strike out with your right hand. Go straight for the eyes. Owie, why did you hit me? The obvious comedic twist leading into the second half of the video has gone completely over Andoris' head as she is already on the verge of crashing. Nose, cover, forehead, hit. Bam! Andoris punches herself in the face and is knocked to the ground. Today's plan failed as well. Seeing as I failed to master the technique of attacking an opponent's weak spots head-on, I resorted to an ambush again. However, right as I covered Miss 416's eyes, she immediately turned around and tackled me to the ground. Combat really is a challenging ordeal. How can I land a hit and prove myself to Miss 416? Fortunately, I found a direction to work towards. The video tutorial taught about employing equipment creatively, like using flashbangs to temporarily blind enemies. I have decided to try this approach. I'll prepare for it tonight. Let's keep pushing tomorrow. Today was another failure. I guess feeling the meeting room with mood light isn't as effective as real flashbangs. Though when Miss 416 threw me to the ground, my sight did blur for a split second. I guess that does count as the blinding effect? I should take note of that. The tutorial made mention of utilizing the terrain to one's advantage when faced with overwhelming odds. As the saying goes, everything's about the right timing, the right location, and the right people. That has inspired me. Tomorrow, I will experiment with a plan that leverages the environment. I hope it will go smoothly. The distraction tactic failed. I asked Miss Mechanic to help distract Miss 416, but it wasn't effective at all. Miss 416 managed to knock me to the ground the moment I revealed myself. Does she have additional visual modules besides her eyes? Fortunately, after all these days of hard work, I have mastered the base's layout, or at least the sections accessible to an outsider like me. Additionally, I now have a general understanding of Miss 416 and Miss GRG11's habits. I can make use of this information in future plans. On a side note, one thing's been bothering me. Over the days, despite getting angry and calling my plan foolish, Miss 416 never stopped me from attempting my ambush tactics. What does she mean by that? I'm so tired. Today was supposed to be a day off, yet we are staying up later than usual. Stop complaining. Did not I just take you out for a ride to relax? You call that relaxing? I still have dust in my mouth. Fine, hurry up and get in. Time to write today's training report. Look at what time it is. It's my personal time now. You need to respect my... Hush. 416 abruptly stops from dragging GRG-11 into the meeting room. Caught in the momentum, GRG-11 cannot stop in time and bumps straight into her. Ouch, what now? Are we going into the meeting room or not? Quiet, haven't you noticed something's up? Huh? Something's up? Why are all the lights in the meeting room switched off? Are we so low on budget that we need to conserve energy like this? No, I told the staffs to leave the lights on and have the equipment ready before they clock out since we will need the meeting room around this time. Does that mean someone snuck in? A thief? No way. This is 404 secret hideout. Switch night vision. Yes. With their night vision on, the two see the meeting room is in total disarray. The floor is littered with all sorts of debris in contrast to its usual tidiness. I cannot see very well, but they certainly made a big mess. Guess a thief really got in. But why would they rummage through a meeting room? Careful, we need to take a closer look. 416 and GRG-11 slowly enter the meeting room with their weapons trained. 416 comes to a halt when she feels something crack underneath her feet. Coffee beans. Tea bags and snacks too. I don't get it, 416. Are we sure this is actually not the pantry? Check the corner. Something's there. Oh, okay. In night vision mode, the two find a thing lying on the floor in the corner. Is that hair I'm seeing? Is that a person? 416. 416 does not answer, but rather quietly steps over the scattered debris on the floor and paces toward the thing on the ground. She stops a step away from the thing and frowns as she stares at it. This is what you have got in store for your pathetic antic today? Faking an attack in the meeting room? Oh. Look at her. Look at her. What's going on? Ignoring GRG-11's question, 416 steps forward and gently kicks the thing on the ground. While the thing lying on the ground does not change its position, it visibly stiffens. Not getting up yet. Hiya! Andoris slowly sits up, intending to strike the side of 416's neck with a hand chop. 416 irritably catches her hand, swivels it around and pins her to the ground. I'll pass on the high five. As expected of Miss 416, impressive as always. So, do you still need us to act out this nonsensical skit with you? I'm afraid you'll have to keep me company for a little longer, Miss 416. While Andoris' face is pressed against the ground, thus making it difficult for her to speak, 416 sees the glimpse of a calm smile on her face. What? Listen to me, 416. What? GRG-11, I told you to stay away. I can't stop. Get out of the way, 416. Owie. With GRG-11 stumbling towards her in the pitch-black meeting room, 416 fails to push her aside as both her hands are occupied with holding Andoris down. The two collide violently, triggering another round of ruckus. Enough! Click. 416 flips the light on. The blinding incandescent glare suddenly fills the meeting room. Andoris narrows her eyes to adjust to the light. Oh wait, it's the same tactic she had with Macchiato during Mimis Bruno's Loop Part 1. In her gradually clearing vision, she sees GRG-11 scrambling to stand up. What's this? It's all slippery and smells kinda good. It's coffee? Whoa, you got them all over your face and hair, 416. Did you take a swim in the coffee pool? Looks like my plan is a success. Though it's with coffee, it still counts as hitting Miss 416, right? All this was part of your plan, Andoris? But where did the coffee came from? As GRG-11 looks around, a crushed coffee can rolls to her feet. Oh, guess it came from the can that I stepped on. Whoa! 416 stomps on the can, crushing it completely. The remaining liquid spurts out and splashes onto GRG-11. Oh, so you only realize it now? How about I send you to the circus tomorrow if you're that good at stepping on cans? It's not like I meant to. I was in a hurry. It was so dark in here. Fortunately, what Andoris left on the ground was just a can of coffee and not a landmine. Otherwise, it would be over for us. So you even know it will be over? It's okay, Miss 416. No need to get upset. I think GRG-11 is just worried about you, which is why she rushed over. Besides, it's not like hazardous items really are going to be in the meeting room. Haha, I wouldn't leave things of that nature in here. After all, my real intent isn't to hurt you two. Well, but you're also quite the genius for making a fool out of 416 like this, Andoris. GRG-11 tugs at 416 sleep. Pretty rich coming from you. 416 glares at GRG-11 and the latter wisely shuts up. She then maintains her cold expression while turning her attention on Andoris. All this just to join 404, huh? Yes, Miss 416, please give me an opportunity. 416 takes 2 deep breaths before snatching the gun from GRG-11's hand and throwing at Andoris. Take this and follow me to the live fire training ground. Didn't you want a chance? Then it's time to stop your ridiculous antics and face me in proper combat. Come out on top and I will let you go through the acceptance test. Eh? What the heck are you doing, 416? Don't you know how much easier the acceptance test is compared to defeating you? Did we just agree? Mind your own business. Go get a mop and clean the room up. If I see a single coffee bean on the ground when I'm back, prepare to say goodbye to all your game's save pals. Oh, motherfucker. Somebody banned 416. What's any of this have to do with my save pals? Look, you can kill me but not my save pals. Ignoring GRG-11's grumbles, 416 storms out of the meeting room furiously. Andoris pats GRG-11 on the shoulder reassuringly. It's okay, Miss GRG-11. I will clean it up with you once I'm back. You need to be able to come back first. 416 is really terrifying when she's worked up like that, so don't try to take her head on, although she probably won't actually harm you. Yes, I understand. I will take my chances. It better be like that. Speaking of, do you even know how to use a gun? Well, she has been watching a lot of YouTube videos. Andoris holds the weapon up in her hand, examines it carefully. I have watched the tutorial, so I know the basics. Just aim at the target through the scope and pull the trigger, right? Are you coming or not? I'll be right there. Andoris smiles at GRG-11 and follows 416 out of the room. Visibly worried, GRG-11 follows her to the door and shouts. Pay attention to the recoil. Make sure the gun is pressed up against her shoulder. Unsure whether Andoris can even remember her advices, GRG-11 withdraws her gloomy gaze back to the mess in the meeting room.